Yeah. Now we can go on types of welding. Who wants to explain the types of welding? Anybody? Amstel?
So it is classified as the arc welding into three main categories. There's the arc welding, then we have the oxy gas welding, and lastly we have the resistant welding. Under arc welding, we can have the shielded metal arc welding, then gas metal arc welding, which is also called MIG welding. Then we have gas tungsten arc welding, which is also called TIG welding, and lastly, we have the submerged welding. So these are the weldings under arc welding. Then coming to oxyacetylene welding. So it's using acetylene and oxygen to combust, and then you use it for welding. And lastly, we have resistant like the spot welding, seam welding. So these are the types of welding, I would say.
Okay, and then he will just ask, he will name any welding, correct? Then you have to explain it.
Yes, yes.
So, do you want to explain any weldings? Just your choice, whichever you want to explain.
So I'll go with TIG. So
Okay.
TIG is especially like a torch, wherein one side at the middle you have a rod, wherein it is tungsten. It is non-consumable. While you can have on the side you have gas such as tungsten or any other gas which prevents the atmosphere or any contaminants enter into the pool of the molten metal when the arc strikes between the that's how the arcs get strike when the electrons flow from the metal piece to the tungsten. So when the electrons strike the tungsten, it creates a
Amstel, I think you are not audible. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think he is not audible then. Kamlesh, you can explain.
Uh, I'm sorry, but it's not my forte. So I think anyone can go ahead. I'm just here to listen and learn today.
Okay, so who wants to explain? Gaurav, can you explain MIG? I think MIG and TIG is the most asked, but we should go for everyone, every
Yeah.
weldings. Gaurav,
Hello.
yeah, can you explain the MIG welding?
Hello.
Yes, Gaurav.
Yes, MIG stands for Metal Inert Gas Arc Welding, and this MIG welding requires a filler material which is feeded by the torch of the gun, which will be feeded by the welding gun, uh, and this filler material also touches with the uh, cathode. It acts like a cathode, and the material which will be welded, that is like a anode, and when we comes in a contact, it creates a arc between the job and the uh, filler material, and it creates a huge heat between them and melt the filler material. And from the over there, the outside of the filler material, a gas will be injected over the welding to protect the outside dust, like that. It protects the welding from the impurities or cracks or porosity, uh, and it is mainly used for the precision work. That is the MIG welding.
Okay, and the gas is fitted with the same gun, right? Gaurav,
Yes, it is covered the welding. It will be given by the yes, it is given by the.
same gun.
Yes, I already explained. I told that
No, no, I just
the
I
gas
was
will
just
be
asking.
injected by the gun.
Okay, okay,
It covers the welding.
okay. Amstel, are you back?
Yeah, audible. I am audible.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I lost network.
Yeah, yeah.
In
So,
that place.
you want to explain it now?
No, I explained not TIG.
Okay. Acha, you have completed TIG, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so should we go on the explanation of the other weldings?
No, others won't be asked. Mostly, if they ask, they'll
MIG
ask
and
for
TIG.
T or shielded metal arc welding. So those are the common ones which are used. Those are the they'll ask if possible.
I think most common one is stick welding, no? Or shielded metal,
Can anybody
In
right?
please explain the shielded
shipbuilding they
metal?
use mostly MIG, I think, MIG welding. In
Okay.
shipbuilding to join metal plates, where I used to work, they used to use MIG welding commonly because the
Okay.
precision and the quality of the weld is
Okay.
comparatively
Okay.
good.
Okay.
So what they use is a backing material, and they have many passes. Like they only don't have one pass; they have several, like five, six passes. And they have a backing plate on the back side. So you fill the like make the edge preparation like a V kind, or you it depends on the manufacturer how he wants the designer. Then you have several passes, and at the back you have a like a backing plate made up of like composite or something. Then you remove it, then again you weld it the other side. There are many passes, in fact, not one pass.
We need to study welding much better. Where is MIG welding used? The applications of MIG welding, most common. I think one is in automotive. Does anyone know any other uses of MIG welding?
Which one? MIG?
MIG, yes, metal inert gas
Yeah.
welding
In shipbuilding
in shipbuilding.
or anywhere where high thickness metals have to be joined, I think.
And TIG,
TIG is restricted to around 6 to 8 thickness, I guess. What I know, they restricted to around 6 to 8 thickness because it is tedious. You have to operate with both your hands because you don't have a consumable electrode. You have tungsten in it, and you don't have a consumable, so you have to hold it with a different, like feeding has to be done by another rod, not the tungsten. So both the hands are simultaneously, so you don't use it in common like a MIG welding. So that's what I know.
so so should we move on to the next question, the miscellaneous? Those are very small questions.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I have some questions on welding.
yes,
Yeah.
let's discuss it again.
Okay. So, can anyone would like to explain what is flux?
I don't know.
So
Anybody?
flux is usually like if you consider shielded metal arc welding, the rod which you use is the outer coating has flux. So it is mainly provided so that the weld is stable and also oxidation doesn't take place. As you know, welding in the welding you see that metal comes into this liquid state wherein oxygen can come or any gases can come into the pool and hinder the bonding process or decrease the strength of it, or any pores can be formed which like gas entrapment can happen inside the pool. So what this flux does, it creates like a barrier to the atmosphere, and it also stabilizes the arc. So these are the two main functions of a flux onto a weld.
Yeah, that's it. Also. And the next
That
question is common welding defects.
So I used to inspect this weld, in my intensive days. So common weld defects could be like craters, and then mis welding, underruns, undercuts. You could see some misalignment in the weld run. So these are the common defects.
No,
And also,
misalignment will be like it's like the fitting or jig jig spot or like fitting spot. If you're talking about welding defects, then you should mention undercut, overlap, porosity, and slag inclusion. And in
yes, I mean misrun meaning you while welding the like a seam, no line, you go on a different track. So I mean that
okay,
exactly.
okay,
Mis-
okay, okay.
So it
yeah,
won't
yeah,
be
yeah. That
the
is that is.
technically it's not called misrun, but it came to my slip of my tongue.
Mhm.
What were the other defects? Amson, can you please name them once again?
Hello, Anthony?
I'll send on group. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
Okay.
sure.
sure,
Put
sure.
it 2 3.
Kamlesh, and do you have any other
Can I tell
questions?
something?
Yes, Gaurav.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Gaurav.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The other defects of the welding is like clatter, overlap, porosity, undercut, cracks between them. Uh, other some misalignment also, slag over here. That is this type of deflection will be comes in welding.
Mhm.
What was the
So I
last
have a
one?
cross question for you,
I am
Gaurav.
right, Armstrong?
Yeah, you're right. But I have a cross question.
Yeah,
If you use using a flux, and how does porosity
yeah.
happens like a defect? What is the reason for porosity?
Uh, Sometimes it can be happen. That is not only for the MIG welding or TIG welding. When we will use the arc welding,
Yeah,
means submerged arc welding like that. This type of welding it can be happen.
they also use a flux coated
Sometimes it can be
electrode.
happen because I don't know.
They also use a flux coated
Yeah,
electrode.
yeah. But
Uh,
sometimes it will happen. I don't know the how why it will be happen, but it will happen. I listen.
Kamlesh is raising hand. Yes, Kamlesh.
yeah. Uh, is high current is this the reason for porosity? High current,
Gaurav.
high welding current, or high heat?
Could be,
Huh?
could be high current.
Yeah, I think high
But
current or high heat.
then
Is,
there will be a cross question. What is the relation between high current and then porosity?
so
What
what's happening here is,
I would say was like if you
uh,
consider MIG welding, like
We
the
should not go
porosity,
in this.
yeah,
Yes, we should not go in this. We should not go in deep. Then can come the cross question maximally.
yeah, but it's fine. I mean, go as deep as you can go. That's what I think. That's what I do. Okay, Anson, you were saying something.
yeah, I would say that the MIG welding use a gas, no, that is argon or some kind of gas CO2. So might be that gas is not working, or there is some less pressure of flux that is created around the pool. So that could be a reason for porosity. So this is what I would say. So there could be no cross questions on this. If you say current, so there can be any cross question saying how current can be related to porosity. We have to be ready with that. Makes sense now. No flux
Yeah, yeah,
around this.
yeah.
Yes,
There
Kamlesh.
can be gas or any oxygen
Yes,
coming
yes,
into the
yes.
pool,
Exactly.
forming porosity. So that is what I would answer.
It can be.
So, if flux is there, the
Poor
porosity
gas
can
shading is
take
the
place,
reason.
right? Correct, Emerson?
Hello.
Yeah, Kamlesh.
Poor gas shading is the reason for that, not the current
Poor gas
shading.
shredding.
Just what just Anson said.
Okay, okay.
You saw this, you saw on chat GPT or something?
No, I'm just googled it.
Okay. Okay. Is the correct no? Because I had done it that time. And I used to inspect now.
So,
So you
and
usually do dry survey. It is called dry survey. After you do a weld, no? After you do a weld, there is a something called dry survey. So you see these spots by visual inspection where like undercuts are there or any porosity is there. You mark over there with a short form like if porosity is there, you'll mark P, or some undercut is there, you'll mark U. So the welder will go along with you under the dry survey. So you'll mark it over there, and then he has to do it again, and then a senior this thing a senior dry surveyor comes, and then he sees it, and then he approves, and then you can like it's done. So it's like two-way approval.
dry survey, right?
That's all I have.
I think that's all for sets, right, Kamlesh?
Yeah, yeah. That's all for welding.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
that's all for welding. Yeah. So